Yeah. So yeah,
which
I
is what I'm
mean,
doing too.
the Steves are a lot of that's just because like we have four caverns in the mana base now for Murktide, and it's easier to cast than Explore, and then it's also a good hedge against Blood Moon, and it has like random utility against like Living End or Hammer or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, yeah, we can just go ahead and get started in some
Okay.
matches. And I guess sorry to anyone
Just the
watching this on YouTube for the sudden cut in the last video because of OBS issues. Do you want to do just like a two-player queue, or do you
yeah.
want to do a
Okay. That's
league?
what it's called. I was like, I know there's a thing here. Okay.
So I think I'm gonna. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit back and I'm only gonna say things if, like if you ask me for help,
Okay.
and I'll
Okay.
be sort of taking notes, and then we can sort of talk about things after the match.
Okay. Sounds good. There's no ramp here, but I have all the lands, threat, amulet, and I can ramp a little bit with the pack, so I'm gonna keep this. Okay, so now if I do make four, so that's like good enough. So if I do that, and the next time I can make, still only make four or five, so
So
that's still
I
not good
I have
enough.
a thought on this turn. If I'll let you do it out, but afterwards, just
You
let
want
me
to do
know
it
what you're
after?
thinking.
We'll talk about after. Okay, so I'm thinking about doing the growth chamber, picking up the forest, so that I'm building more. Well, actually, I'm still gonna have two next turn, so maybe yeah. I don't know. I'm still thinking growth chamber plus forest because what if they blow up my amulet? Although they're red green, so I don't think they're gonna. You want
I
to?
think they showed a companion of maybe Yorion, so they're
Oh, they
Yorion.
did. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I definitely want a growth chamber pick up forest. That's my thought.
Um, so one thing I would think about here is you have a possibility of Summoner's Pacting for Azusa
For Zusa.
after you float the 3 mana. Um, with putting the Growth Chamber in play, you could then play both forests after the Azusa, which would leave you enough for the Pact. And if both the Azusa and Amulet survive to your next turn, let's say, they like play a Ren in 6 or whatever, you could play the other Growth Chamber 3 times and Titan on turn 3.
Right.
The risk of that play is like potentially if they had like specifically spreading seas, you would lose the game to that. But generally, in a situation like this, I think it's worth the risk. So usually, the way I would sequence that is Growth Chamber, floating the mana first,
Right.
um, and then casting the Summoner's Pact, and then
Okay.
making sure both your land drops after the Summoner's Pact do not have triggers.
Right, right, right.
Make sure you're picking up the forest with the mouse trigger. And this is actually a pretty common sequence of turn 1 amulet, turn 2 pact for Azusa. It comes up a reasonable amount in hands where you're sort of light on ramp and you have another threat. Um,
Okay.
so it's a good like sequence possibility to be aware of.
Sure.
This is also Yorion deck, so you probably want to, like I said, I'll try and sit back unless I have like a specific thought, or if you
Okay.
ask me something, but you probably want to do want to keep the pace of play sort of, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Nice. Okay. Oh, there's. Hold on, opponent. Hold on. So just gonna
so I guess
tighten,
I'll give some notes on that turn now. I would have led on Vestige over Simic Growth Chamber because it's a pseudo bounce land in that situation,
and then it. Okay.
and then you're developing your mana better. I also would have picked up the forest over the growth
First,
chamber because you want to make sure you're tightening next turn through whatever
even if they
interaction.
do,
Yeah.
yeah, that's yep, that's fair. That's good. So my plan right now, barring any shenanigans with the amulet, is to tighten haste.
How are you going to play the Titan?
Uh oh, hey, look at that vestige. Yeah. So vestige, play the titan, haste. Trying to think if I Ren's at 4, but I guess I'll probably still hit the Ren.
Why are you thinking haste in this scenario?
Honestly, because I always think haste.
Okay, is solitude maybe a consideration here?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn it, I always forget about solitude. Um. Oh, well, that's pretty. Now I can do all kinds of things. Okay. So now I should have a kill.
You can go for a kill. I think that's a reasonable line in this scenario.
So even though there's solitude, they've already used one and they have 80 cards, so I'm hoping they don't have. But I'll still do. Yeah, I can still do this. Um,
I think though, I mean, you can go through for a kill. The question is it better to go for a kill or to set up for the next time?
set up for the next one. Yeah, I know. I agree. I agree.
Because like, are you losing this game if
If
you
I don't
don't
kill right now, yeah,
right and
that's
you're set up? Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So I oh, and so I don't even haste then, right? I don't even haste.
just Simic Talaria.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think given also that you were making this play, it might have been better actually, as counterintuitive as this is based on what I had previously said. So just keep making the play while I talk.
Okay, sure.
But yeah, so you're just gonna bounce, transmute, and pass the turn. But I think you might have actually wanted this time to play the Simic rather than the Vestige. Oh, I guess never mind. There's no Colossus in the main deck. Never mind.
Oh, that's right.
Um,
Uh,
but yeah, so you can just pass. But yeah, just the thought that like having more lands in hand for Colossus would have been a consideration if there was a Colossus in the main deck.
sure. Yep. Yep. Yeah. There's certain cards I don't have enough respect for until they get me.
Mm-hmm.
Like in that game we did earlier with I didn't respect the blood moon, and then I guess I over respected it with the forces. But yeah, solitude is something.
I think it's
I'm more
also
respect for.
a good thing to be like careful of is really trying not to fight the last battle, right? Like don't try and win the last game you played, but win the game you're playing right now. And I think that, like that, bringing in the forces against Murktide, you were trying to win the last game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yes, yeah, totally makes sense. This guy's really not sure what to do with this iteration.
Yeah.
Colossus would be a lot of fun here.
Yeah, Colossus would be a lot of fun.
I mean, I've had Colossus be bad, of course, but
Right.
I've had it be good more. Even if it just draws me a single card and I paid 7 for a 4/4 and drew a card or 5/5 or whatever.
I mean, this
I mean
is
that
also
you know
the absolute like Colossus matchup.
yeah, that too. Yes, yeah.
Okay, so it looks like they're maybe doing some sort of devoted druid combo um, deck. Okay. You can also like F6 through your opponent's turn here. You're not doing
Okay.
anything.
Yep.
So potentially here you could haste and double strike 2 Titans. You could probably also haste and double strike 2 Titans with a Dryad. It kind of just all depends on how much clicking you want to do.
Okay. So the Dryad is probably less clicking, right? Just for
I'm saying it probably I'm saying just doing 2 Titans and not getting a Dryad is probably the safer route.
Gotcha.
Because the only thing that fails to is specifically like double solitude.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get the haste land on the first Titan. Get like Simic Talaria or whatever.
Why is this?
It might. I think sometimes it does that specifically, like at the moment your opponent F6s.
Oh, okay. Whoops. Oh, actually, it's fine.
Yeah, and then on the second Titan you'll get the Boros Slayers.
Wait, why am I transmuting?
You don't have to. If you want to grab a Dryad too to just even more dunk on your opponent, you can.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm already here now. I'll just grab it. Facts. 1, 2, 4, 5. So I can still just type. And actually, it was good. Well, I don't think they run. Why does it keep asking?
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
Why? Yeah, why is it doing that? It's really annoying. I won't bother. I don't think with.
Yeah, so just Boros Slayers here. Make sure you stack your triggers so that you can haste both.
Maybe it's Moto too, because it's really freaking late. Okay, so we want to do.
You want to click on the Slayers triggers first.
There we go. Yeah, it's like asking me extra times to to click on stuff. So weird. Okay, and then just pick up the
I think I would have picked up the vestige there. Kind of.
vestige.
Yeah,
That
it's
makes
not
sense.
really important.
Yeah. Okay, they quit. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I think the plan I've been going for with this matchup is I've been, uh, yeah, Colossus in, the Krasis in, and the like the lands in, and then I think I've been cutting Bog, two sagas. I mean, I'm just treating this like a regular four color deck. I'm not. Uh,
Right.
they've clearly got some sort of combo, but I think it's pretty similar. Um, a expedition map out, a amulet out, and then I think I've been cutting a maybe I'm not bringing in the Besage, or maybe I'm cutting Crumbling Vestige. Uh, trying to think. I'm trying to remember which one I do. I think either not bringing in the Beseju because like it's not like they have a lot of artifacts or enchantments, or cutting the Crumbling Vestige because like with Solitude, there's not as many like lines where you want to haste like without an amulet as much. I think either's
Gotcha.
fine.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll try it.
I think having the Besagers is good since we saw that they've got some sort of like devoted druid combo with that equipment. So
Okay, well this is terrible.
yeah,
Wait,
pretty
one,
obvious.
two, yeah. This is, this is better. I think we would maybe. I mean, it's a little awkward. One Razor Garrison, and then turn two Larazusa Cavern, I guess.
Yeah, I think I keep this, and I think yeah,
Bottom classes, yeah.
yeah. As good as Colossus is in the matchup, we need the lands and the ramp and the
Exactly,
Titan.
yeah. And the yeah. That's pretty good too. I mean, I guess, right? Another green source. This. I think I still do the garrison though. I definitely still do the garrison. Hey, you two knock it off.
So one thing I would have considered maybe is it's possible you wanted to not do the garrison there, so that you could, if they left up counter magic like Cavern on human, and then be able to bounce it and replay it on giant. It didn't end up mattering. They don't have a counter
Oh,
spell up.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there, and so now I gotta think. I guess Zeus is still better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Zeus is still better.
Yeah, I tend to agree, especially because it makes a bounce land a live draw for playing Titan next turn.
Right. Giants.
The fetch of a plains makes me a little afraid of Magus of the Moon here.
Right.
They didn't. I was expecting end to turn Eladomri's call for Magus, but I don't know. The fact that they just fetched an untapped plains and then didn't do anything is
Didn't do anything. Yeah.
kind of weird. Fetch island, play Magus. Is that what's happening? At least we got Karns. If they do Magus, we have
Right?
Karns that can
Yeah.
get us like a Sky Sovereign or a
Sky Sovereign.
Ballista.
Yeah, yeah.
We do have to draw them.
That's true. We got steam vents. So, oh, right. Okay. All right.
We are also in two-player queues, so maybe
It
not
could be
reading
anything. Yeah.
not reading too much into our opponent's plays.
Exactly. So this is where I have no idea because Dryad or Karn. I mean, what am I getting with Karn? I have no
I
idea.
would definitely play the Karn over the Dryad
Definitely play the
here.
Karn.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I might just grab Amulet here.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is like one of the nice things is like in a matchup like this is if you throw one Amulet in the sideboard, it then makes it a Karn target.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Same thing with Expedition Map. Like, yeah, I mean, I think in a matchup like
Oh,
this,
I guess I could have.
you
Oh,
can
good.
still
It let
attack
me
the Ren with the
run.
yeah. Uh, like in a matchup like this, the cards you mostly want to be considering are like Sky Sovereign, Ballista, and Codeine. But
Right.
like Amulet and Map obviously have moments where they're good. And if they end the Amulet, we can also fetch it again if we want to.
Right. Yeah, because we can still, even with them doing that, we can still go get it and Titan if we pull it
Yeah,
bounce.
I think if we don't draw a land, like there's a chance we would want to. Oh, they're probably just Furying down the Karn, which
Yeah,
is
probably.
fine.
Yep, yep. So now we need an untapped land.
Yeah, we might just like layer into the Ren if we just have a miss for our turn. Then again, we might want to keep the layer as a land. Like we don't want it getting solituded and then putting us even
Right,
farther behind on lands.
yeah, that's one thing. I've only played there a couple times, and that's one thing I always get hung up on is what
When to play, when to
when to
activate.
yeah, because it seems like almost every single time I activate it, it gets killed. So
Mm-hmm.
that's not super helpful. So I mean, they are. Is it until the end of turn? Still end of turn?
Yeah,
It
we
was.
could we could. I kind of want to just Dryad so that when we play the Titan, we have Dryad in
Oh,
play.
yep, sure.
I mean, there is some value in like attacking and killing the Ren here, but I also really don't want our layer to get solituded. Like,
Sure.
I think we're gonna win this game with Titans. I think we can just probably let them have all the lands they want off of Ren. Um, like that's not necessarily the angle we're gonna be fighting them on.
Mhm.
Oh, you can F6. Yeah. There is maybe like a tiny bit of equity lost in F16 in like the fact that like if they just happen to have Chalice on 0 and cast a Chalice on 0, maybe we want a Summoner's Pact
Oh,
in
right,
response to
right.
that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I also think like clock is a thing.
Yeah, sure.
It's like so you
Absolutely.
gotta like balance your clock equity with like the
Yeah.
possibility for a marginal play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, let's kind of talk a little bit, and I'm down 2 minutes, and with me still trying to think this car nonsense. So yeah, time is a factor. Glad it takes so long in the iterations.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of my advantages in sort of these Yorion matchups is I'm generally always up on the clock on the Yorion player, which, like, if we go into a game 3, is like, which we often do, is like a pretty big advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the games can go long and then they're focused, forced to, like, make quick decisions. But you know, that's more something that just comes with like experience and time and sort of just playing the matchup a lot.
Hey, if they did do the chalice on zero thing here, I mean we're F6, so it doesn't matter. But if they did and we cared, would I pact for Steve?
No, you'd pact for a Titan.
Okay. Boo. Oh well, there's Titan.
Okay, so
Oh
make
no,
sure you
there's
float. Make sure
yeah,
you float first.
yeah.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
I have to keep this one.
And I might consider actually just getting like double bounce land here to advance our mana a lot and set up for a good Colossus. Because like especially if we draw another land, a 3-land Colossus could be pretty sweet.
Okay. Let's see. So this is group probably I already got the red white, so probably just
Probably like double Simic.
compare Simics. Yeah, that's what I am.
Yeah, then you're set up for like if you do Talaria West in the future.
Yep. And what am I picking up here? Like
Probably Beseju Cavern. Yeah. We could also potentially do just like a big Hydroid Crisis.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the 6 life though, but that sucks.
I mean, it's kind of it's what you expect to happen in this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Like everything's going sort of according to plan here right now.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, so especially with drawing a land, I would just not play a land. I would just pact for Colossus.
2, 4, 2, 4, 5. Oh yeah, sure.
And then just play a Colossus with 3 lands in hand, and that's probably a value that they will never be able to overcome.
Right.
Probably Giants. I usually click on other lands before Caverns so that you get to make the choice with more information.
Makes sense. Do you remember hearing that? Oh, hey, I can go beast.
Yeah, and then we're done here. And they're probably, so we can F6 and F6 of their turn. So they're probably going to Yorion and then Solitude our Cultivator Colossus. And then we're probably just going to cast maybe a giant Hydroid Crisis. Alternatively, we could like Karn for a big old Ballista. Probably Crisis, though. I think Crisis, there's like, especially since we have the Cavern and like they can't do anything about the trigger, we'll just be drawing a million cards and just be well set up for the future.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Another nice thing about Karn is the ability to kill Chalice of the Void with his +1.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh yeah. There you go. Variant Solitude, Cultivated Colossus. I gain 8 life.
Yeah, so like a lot of these matchups end up going to like them solituding a bunch of threats while you accrue a lot of value, and you're gaining a bunch of life because they keep solituding you, so you're not really in danger of dying, and eventually the value just sort of overwhelms them.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we want to wait to turn on the Crisis since we're paying for the pack.
Oh, since we're okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. Doesn't matter.
So this could be like a Karn something turn.
3, 4, 5. I mean, I can Titan.
Yeah, Titan's not, and we could also Amulet in Titan. So I think Amulet Titan sounds like a. It's the name of
Oh
the
yeah, we
deck,
can.
right? So
Yeah. Okay.
let's do the deck
This,
name.
really? Okay, you're just gaining me all. You're gonna have a hard time killing me, opponent. Still do the Titan. Wow, it's really laggy.
Might be the Zoom call too.
Could be. Could be.
We definitely want a bounce land for the Talaria West. Other than that, I'd either get another bounce land or like Hall of the Storm Giants is an interesting option.
Yeah, I've never. Let's see what we got here. So
Why don't we just get 2 bounce lands? We got the Krasis. We just want mana.
Okay.
And then like pick up Talaria West in one of the caverns. Could have also like gotten a Sun home to be able to attack the Titan more profitably.
Oh, for sure.
But I think it's fine. I think there's a good chance this Titan is not making it, you know,
Right.
for another turn.
So let me see here. Do that. I mean, so instead of the Crisis, I probably just TOS for another Titan. Oh wait, did I? No, because I got to pay for path.
I think I like the Krasis here. I think it has a good chance of like filling up our hand with good stuff. And then I think we're set up on a future turn to like Karn, grab an Amulet, and Titan on like another turn.
Sure.
Or maybe like we might draw some like combination of like Dryads and Amulets with Titan. Like our just future Titans will be better if we have more things to do with them. Not to mention Krasis on its own is kind of like a big threat they have to answer.
Yeah, because that's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, and we've
seven,
got
7.
our Lair of the Hydra is getting scary. You know, if we get a Hall of the Storm Giants, it's getting scary. Like, there's just, you know, they're going to need a lot of solitudes.
Yeah. Yeah. We never did see any more of their shenanigans except that first card they played.
Yeah, the equipment. Maybe it's like something to do with like the planeswalkers. Like maybe they want to equip their planeswalkers and attack with them.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. We're in the 2-player queues, so
yeah.
anything's possible.
Anything goes. Oh wait, they didn't. Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Thinking hard.
I mean, they're also on an expressive iteration build. Like, I'd be a little bit more afraid if they had, like, Risen Reefs, and then we'd probably want to be doing things like Karn for, Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah, I feel it.
Karn for, like, a Ballista to kill Risen Reefs or whatever, but...
Yeah. 4 mana left. Did they play land? They did. What you gonna do?
If they get a Cauldron here, it might be worth it. Yeah, it might be worth it for us to do something to just kill this Stoneforge Mystic. I mean, they can still just hard cast.
They can hard cast it at this point.
But like that uses like their whole turn to do that.
That's true. That's true. Instead of just 2. What?
So
So Karn and Ballista.
yeah, either Karn and Ballista or Karn maybe Sky Sovereign kill the Stoneforge.
Oh yeah, I like Sky
Or we could Sky Sovereign kill the Solitude, and then that clears the way for our Primeval Titan to attack. Kind of like that. So let's lead on Karn, see if they counter that before we think too hard about it.
Let's see. I don't think these two.
And Boros.
And Boros.
I think we're definitely grabbing Sky Sovereign here because we got like the 5 mana. It's just the perfect Sky Sovereign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, given that they can just cast Caldra, I kind of like just hitting the Solitude. It makes the attack better.
Sky Sovereign.
And I think we just attack face. I mean, and then we're pretty well set up to just, like, kill them with a Ballista or, like, Valakutes or whatever. Yeah, so I think we definitely want at least one Valakut here.
That makes sense.
Maybe, like, Valakut Hall of the Storm Giants. Just like go... It. Or we could go Valakut Sunhome.
Yeah, that would have been consideration, too. I've never messed with...
Hall
before, so yeah.
Yeah, and then just probably like Cavern on Nymph, I think. Or on Giant, either's fine. I don't think they're playing counter spells.
Oh yeah, we didn't play land. Do I need to? I mean, I guess it won't hurt, right?
Just one of the mana. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think playing fast is more important than playing right at this point.
Okay.
Because, like, the worst thing that could happen is they have some wild combo, and then, like...
And then we lose, and we gotta go all over again.
Yeah, in 8 minutes.
Yeah. So, next turn there's no pact, so I could go T-West for... pact and get a Dryad.
Mm-hmm. We can also potentially, if Karn still has like counters on it, we can just like minus the Karn, get a Ballista, and kill them with Ballista.
Oh, that's right. They're down to 2. That's right.
Cavern on Construct. Yeah. We could also like I also think like there's a reasonable chance we just want to like activate our hall and like our lair and just sort of get in.
Yeah.
Cause
yeah, like, having a pair of attackers. I mean, they're only going to have at most probably, like they could probably go all out and put the Cauldron in, which is probably what they're thinking about, so that they have 3. Let's see, what is Cauldron, 7?
Yeah, and like they have to decide if they're attacking the Karn. So it's like if they're attacking the Karn with stuff, then they're not like having as many blockers, right? Anything they attack the Karn with is not a blocker. And then that makes the Hall of the Storm Giants all the more dangerous.
Well, really? They're going to attack first.
If they attack Karn with Yorion, we obviously block with Grazer.
Oh, okay. I was
They were thinking about, is there any way out of this, and they came to the conclusion that there was not. Four color matchups I think are one of the most fun matchups to play, like the Karn versus 4 color, because they just get like really. I mean, you could see they got like really complicated, and there's like a lot of choices: fetching off Titan, fetching off Karn. I think the sort of flavor of the game, or the tenor, I don't know what you want to say, of the game is you're going to be casting threats that get you value. They're going to be answering those threats, and eventually you are trying to overpower them and get to a point where uh, that like they just can't deal with everything you're throwing at them, is sort of the thing.
Right. Okay.
Um, so we are at time here
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
For anyone watching on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. You can hit the like and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. You can message me on Twitter, or there's a Calendly link on the Twitter and in the description that you can click on if you'd like to schedule a coaching session for yourself. And see everyone next time.